Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. Our crystal slurry infusion here is actually helping out things just a little bit. We're still getting some red lights, but the red lights are actually more to do with the mineralized water that we're not producing fast enough than it is on the crystal slurry, which it was before. End of the day, we're still getting a lot of red lights, but our red lights are in the crotonium or chronidium. I forget. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. But don't stick your fingers in. Crushes raw ores. Good advice. But the white ore here, we're not creating a lot of. But I'm not sure that I really mind too much. I believe that's a major ore of copper, and right now our copper overfloweth with ore significantly. And I'm kind of starting to see what you guys were trying to tell me as far as the ore processing is concerned and how I'm doing it. And I understand. I get the message now. I'm starting to see some flaws in the system. The vision that I had in my head is not making its way out into the factory. So there's something we're going to have to do about that here. We will get on that soon. But first, I want to take a look over here at some stations. There was a recommendation made in the comments, and it took me a little while to kind of get for it to sink in. But it finally did. And I'm trying to pronounce this. I'm not a very good pronuncier, but is it Hilke? A suggestion that was made on what we can do to make this station better and avoid some of the problems that I was getting down here. And I think it's going to be one of those things where these stations, we're just going to need more and more of them. They're going to need to request more things. So I think it's going to be a worthwhile investment. So let's go ahead and we'll roll the intro. And whenever we come back, we'll look into modifying this station a bit. All right, so I've made a model of this station over here that we're going to deal with here so we can kind of demonstrate the problem that I'm seeing. We have, in a fast filter inserter, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. And at this particular station, we are requesting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. So let's see, what's not showing up here that we have here is it's not stone, steel. Steel's an item. And what's the other thing? Iron? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one more thing missing. Bronze. Okay, so we're not getting the bronze plates, and we're not getting the steel plates represented here. So if a bronze train came through, even though the station technically needs it, if these other items aren't filled, it's not going to occur. It's not going to pull it out. The steel trains that come through, the bronze trains that come through, are just going to keep going through. Now, there's... in doing experiments that we experimented a little bit with this in a later series. It's not related to how much you're requesting. It's not related to how much is actually in there. Let's just steal some stuff from over here. How much steel do you want? Actually, let's get something that's being requested. Well, let's throw some steel in there. Let's throw some circuits in there. Yeah, and when you need 200 of those, it doesn't change any of this at all. Nothing is going to change that. As best I can tell, as best as any of us have been able to tell, the order is determined by whatever order it shows up in your inventory. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, let's grab some stone. We'll just grab the stone, we'll grab the circuits, we'll grab the copper. We just want to make sure we have all these items in here. We do have 10. And do we have electronic circuits? We do. Okay, so let's look at the order here. We get stone requested, then electronic circuits, then basic circuits, then copper, then tin. If we look at our inventory order here, we get stone, electronic circuits, basic circuits, copper, then tin. Then steel, and then bronze, and steel and bronze are basically off the list. So that's the best I've been able to determine. And it looks like it makes sense. Actually, that was pointed out. I think Unhot pointed that out. And I believe it to be true. There's nothing I can see. We can't really get any of these other items until we get something like the circuits. Once we fill that request on, I'm going to guess that the next request, if we look at our inventory order, steel's going to show up and bronze is not. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, so that's the problem, right? So how do we fix that? Well, this was a very good recommendation. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these guys out. We don't need those. We're gonna work on a live station here. The idea is to condense this down, not to a quantity, but just the fact that we need it, right? And then we're gonna look at the train coming in and see what it has, and it's gonna say, I have it, and we're gonna condense those signals down and then send that request. Basically, we're going to set the request based on what we need and what train comes in. And yeah, I think we can do that. So what I want to do is take this, basically the amount of items that we want minus the amount of items that we have, and I want to convert that down into a single number, 1. Where are my... how do we want to do that? We did like an arithmetic combinator. Could we take each signal and divide it by itself? No. We could take it, and we can't do an operation on each, huh? I guess that would make sense. That turns exponential really quick. Let's take a decider instead. Let's see. We don't want that feeding the filters anymore. We want the signal coming in from there, the signal coming in from there. We want those to combine. We want that signal. And we want to say for each signal coming in, if it is greater than 0, we want to output it to 1. Okay, so currently that is not outputting anything because we lack for not. Let's pull the 10 out. Now 10 should be our output signal of 1. Okay, very, very nice. And then we want to basically do the exact same thing with what is coming on the train. We want to read the train contents, and if it's greater than 0, we want to output that. So that should give us the train contents. Why are you not giving us the train contents? Did I not wire that properly? I did not wire that properly. Let's get that to the input. There we go. Stone train outputting 1. All right, then we want to combine those. Let's just send that to a power pole right here so we can read it. Okay, we need 10. We're currently being supplied. Oh, why isn't that sending out? Did that reset? No. Okay, 10 in circuits was being sent by that train. Just do one more just to make sure. Okay, we're not going to get a train. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so we're going to have those signals together. Okay, yeah, there's our copper and our tin. Now, when the tin train comes, that should turn that signal into 2. So if we combine both of these signals and say each coming in greater than 2, actually equal to would work. Oh, here we go, right here. There's our signal of 2 coming in. And that signal we want to send output that signal. Okay, so that's stone. We don't need that, so it's not sending out. Let's see, what's the next train in line? Do we have a train coming in line? It's steel. Let's go ahead and grab that. So that should say output steel of 2. Cool. That's what we want right there. And we want to take that and hook that up into the inserters. What's coming next? It looks like it's bronze. So let's take the bronze out. And when the bronze train comes, that's going to give us our output. That's going to turn our filter inserters on. And they're going to go and fill things up. All right, and since we're only using one filter at a time, we can get our stack of inserters back. Because they only have one slot. And that was my first proposed solution, was to move it over to the fast inserters that actually have more slots. But then we ran into the problem where we were just kicking the problem down the road. We didn't solve the problem. We just kind of obfuscated it a little bit. All right, so that should unload the trains faster and also should work. What's the next train coming? Can we tell? We can tell here. Are there any trains heading this way? The steel train is. All right, I think it needs steel, doesn't it? Yep, there we go. All right, so that works. So basically, we're setting our request here. We're combining that with this signal, which is still taking whatever's in here, multiplying it by -1. Oh, there's our 10 finally. Very good. You want some 10? Want some more? Play some of that? Sounds good. So yeah, we're taking these two signals. What we have here, what we want, we're combining those together. We're sending that out over here and saying, if that signal is greater than 0, we want to go ahead and output it out as a single one signal. We're combining that with this, which is what's doing the same thing off of the train. And we're saying if those two are equal to 2, we're getting a 1 here and a 1 here, then go ahead and set the filter. And I think that would work. I don't think... I mean, that makes it where we only need one station for this. And probably could do just one station for this as well. The advantage that we have for having two stations is a traffic thing. But, yeah, no, I think that works. I think that works. I'll just go ahead and leave it in place there for a little bit, and let that kind of work itself out. And let's go ahead and throw... we'll keep the steel. And move on to other things. I want to work on the next level of science. We've had this available forever. I just haven't worked on it. And it looks like it's going to be pretty straightforward. It's basically kind of like a military science. But we need basically all this stuff on this row. Basic circuits and carbon, easy enough. Electronic circuits. Brass plates, which we currently have, and Invar plates, which we are not making, but we can. So yeah, I think basically we just need Invar, and we can get that science moving. So let's do that real quick. And let's see. Let's get on a nice little kind of cruise control here where I'm not going to run into trains. Invar is... boy, this is worse than texting and driving. Okay, let's pull over to the side of the road. Let's set good examples. Invar, 24 steel ingots and 12 nickel ingots make Invar plates. There's nothing else tricky. We just need steel and nickel. And I wanted to go ahead and take the time. We're doing really, really good on iron right now. So I wanted to go ahead and just expand steel a little bit. Because we're doing okay on steel, but we're getting ready to incorporate something here that's going to use a lot of steel. Let's see, we want those there, and I'm probably out of fast inserters. Let's see, doomp, and on the inside there. Steel. You are also going to require oxygen. which we just happen to have a little bit of. All right, we'll go ahead and take you guys out, and then you guys just focus on making steel. All right, so yeah, we needed a lot of iron there for a little bit. I'm not quite sure what happened to it, but we've got a big giant stockpile of iron ingots right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Why are you not making stuff? Silver. I don't care. All right, so we need steel. Boy, it'd be really nice to make that over there. The thing is, we don't really have... The station's going to have to be way down there, and I don't want to have a goofy little line running all the way through. Yeah, it's come to that. And we can always use more belt running around. Let's see. Do we have belt? We got a little bit of belt. We could probably use some undergrounds though. Let's just, while we're here in map mode, let's go for a little shoppy. Wow, 270. I forgot we had all that underground belt in there. I probably... Oh. Okay, yeah, well, we have things now. All right, so steel and nickel are our priorities. I'm almost positive that is nickel right there, and unfortunately steel is all the way over here on the other side of the world. Excuse me. Iron, oh, we'll probably need it at some point, but for right now, I think we can just let it go. Okay, and nickel, we want to take that down. We want to use any excuse we can to use some of that up. Wait a minute, that's 10. Okay, that's not the one we need. What's that? Oh, silicon, okay. Oh, junk. So much junk. Oh no. Okay, that's not going to collide. Somehow. Yeah, nickel is the top. And take out our little decorative puffer nest there. I know you can grow those, do stuff with them in order to make certain things. I don't know what those things are. But probably something I should look into. Let's take... I don't think we're going to need a lot of it, so let's, like, take this setup right here. And we'll base it off of this one. And we'll put you, like, right there. And let's see, can we get rid of you guys? Okay, steel will come in there. Nickel, you'll come in there. Okay, take the pipes out. We want you to make the Invar plates. And you make the Invar plates, and you make the molten Invar. Wow, that's a lot. I don't think we're gonna need a lot of this, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. All right, but that'll go right there. Now, do we have an extra station? It appears that we do. All right, well, that's awful convenient. All right, let's limit this. Okay, that's already limited, like, a pretty good amount. That looks reasonable to me. And there's our Invar. Invar. All right, and I'm hoping there's going to be things that we'll be able to do with that in the future, other than just sit and look at it. What is that? Silicone? Okay, I got a bunch of junk to get rid of here. But yeah, I think that's all we need in order to get this moving. And we can get some ablative weapons testing kits. And I was going to, like, completely ignore them, but we do need them to get the gold science packs, which are the next ones. We have those available. We just need those. A lot of the military upgrades, I'm kind of like, but we definitely need to get that. And we need this science in order to get the purple science, which is next. Aliens artifacts. Oh. I wonder if you can mass produce those somehow. It seems like there's ways you can do that. Boy, I hope so. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode, where I think we're going to get our next level of science moving. And, or mess with smelting. One thing or the other, we shall see. It may be possible that some of these episodes are going to come out a little less frequently. I'm considering starting a new series here very soon. And, there's just a lot of prep work that needs to be done. Actually, let me just say, there's a lot of prep work that should be done in between these episodes. What do we have going on here? Do we have a deadlock? I wonder if somebody's out of fuel? No, we have a actual factual deadlock here. What has happened? We are missing a signal. There should be a signal right there. Preventing you from blocking that intersection. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Well, yeah, as I mentioned, probably, well, train. Probably going to be, maybe not daily, maybe a couple of daily, something like that. I'm definitely not stopping the series because I'm having a lot of fun with it still. It's just that I think I need to spend a little bit more time prep working and trying to figure out what it is that I need to do rather than just shooting from the hip like I have been doing. I mean, it's not been doing bad considering. I mean, we do have things being made, and you know, we have had some setbacks with the updates and the constant learning and rebuilding of things. And I do think a lot of stuff has changed in 0.17 as far as Seablock is concerned. I did spend some time just checking out some older series just to kind of see where they were at this point in time. And yeah, there's a lot of things that are different. I'm not trying to say anything about it. I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm not this bad at Factorio. I promise. Actually, I might be. But thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.